Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn love reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not, as that may be meant for someone else. All right, so I felt like breaking out my romance angel cards, so we'll pull out one of these for overall energy, and then we'll get our Green Witch Tarot. We'll look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and then any future energies that may possibly be coming in for you. All right, Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. We have, for overall energy, we have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And that has to do with communication, right? Communicating, asking questions, learning about each other. All right, so what you might be struggling with is happiness, okay? Communication. There might be other people that are around you or you feel that are involved in your relationship. Sometimes when we tell our friends or our family members about our relationship, sometimes they can become too involved in it and they have an opinion about it, and that kind of puts up that a little wall or a kind of a stopper between really getting to know your partner, because you're listening to what other people have to say. Or you could feel that there are maybe your partner is surrounded by other people a little too much. We have, what you may need to look at is the Knight of Wands and moving forward, the actions that you take moving forward. Okay, and then future energies, we have the Knight of Cups, and that's reaching out, offering your cup, having that communication, getting to know each other. Bottom of the deck, we have Four of Pentacles, so I feel like you're kind of closed off right now. I feel like there's something, I feel like it has something to do with the Three of Cups, you know, that happiness that you're struggling with right now, and you're kind of closing that person out, right? Because that person's at the door and they're like, hey, let me in. But you're moving things around, because we have the pentacle used to be over here, but you've moved the pentacle over here. So you're moving things around, and you're seeing that this person is trying to reach out or is trying to communicate or is there. But you're like, you know what, I'm kind of doing this. So I feel like you're kind of shutting down about things. Sometimes when we get really angry about things or we really get frustrated about things, is that we kind of shut down and we're like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. And that's okay. Like, if you need that time to process something, that's okay. But I feel like it's very important to express to your partner that, hey, I'm kind of going through something, or I've got a lot on my mind, or I'm feeling a certain way and I'm not really sure why, or I can't really explain it, or I need some time to myself to process what's happening or going on or how I'm feeling. But it's not a good thing is that when you shut down and you put walls up around yourself and you don't let that other person in, and you're not letting them know, okay, what's bothering you or what's concerning you, and you just put those walls up, and then that person will start to put their walls up and they start to back away. But then it's like you get irritated with that person because they're not trying, but they're like, hey, I'm trying and trying and trying, and I've been trying so many times and you're not responding to me and you keep pushing me away. So how much rejection am I supposed to be taking, right? Because nobody likes to be rejected or pushed away. So then maybe that person gets frustrated with that. All right. Sometimes we have to look at that energy or those actions that we're putting out to our partner or that person, and we have to see that what we're doing, and we have to kind of look at it from a different perspective and say, okay, if that person was doing that to me, how would I feel? All right, we have the Chariot, so that could represent a Cancer sign. I feel like we have the gold and the silver sphinx here, which can represent that back and forth energy. That I feel like maybe you're going back and forth with something. Maybe one minute you're feeling fine with this, you're feeling with this Three of Cups or the people that are surrounding you, and then one minute like you're not feeling fine. We have the Strength card, which could be Leo, and that is that confidence. Maybe you're losing that confidence, or you know, you're just not feeling as secure in the relationship as you were before because something happened. We have the Four of Swords, which is taking that time out. And that's what I was saying, is that do you need that time to yourself to figure out Why are you feeling this way? What is it that's bothering you? What is it that you need from your partner? How do we move on from here? Realizing what are the energies that you're putting out to your partner? What are those things that I can change or I can look at? Do I need to communicate better? Do I need to communicate more? All right. The world, which I feel like you're kind of getting into that energy of, yeah, I realize that I'm doing this. I realize something's going on, and I have to really start taking some actions to make some changes here, because you realize that time goes by very quickly. Do we want to spend a lot of time being in this Four of Pentacles energy and being shut down and putting walls up around us? Do we want to spend a lot of time doing that? Or do we want to kind of step up to the plate and say, you know what, I got to work through this. I got to figure this out. This is not how I want every day. I don't want to wake up this way every day. I don't want to end every day feeling this way. I want to move on from this. Time for you to take control of the situation. I love the Magician because it's in your hands, right? You have the power to make things happen. We have the Infinity sign, which is individual empowerment and everlasting love. And you have to realize that you have power within yourself. Maybe you're feeling weak. Maybe you're feeling like all the power goes to the other person. But you have to realize that you have your own power. And you need to take those actions to embrace your own power. Sorry. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is that grounding energy, right? Is feeling more grounded. Sorry. Getting that friendship back. Sorry. Still trying to get over that COVID, and there's still that congestion and that cough. All right, so getting the friendship back on track, maybe that's what you had lost. Maybe that's what the two of you have gotten away from. And maybe that's what you miss. And maybe that's where that disconnect is. Looking at that, where's the friendship at within the relationship? Or maybe it has to do with a friendship. We have Seven of Pentacles for the future energy, and kind of looking back over the relationship and saying, you know what, this relationship is worth fighting for. Or maybe the relationship isn't worth fighting for. I mean, that's up to you. That's your decision. But I feel like this future energy is really looking over everything that's happened, because she's kind of looking back over all of this. So I feel like it's kind of looking back over your relationship and everything that you've gone through. I love this, the Page of Wands, because that's what I was feeling like is communication, where he's handing his cups of emotions to someone else, and the Page of Wands represents communication, whether it's, you know, talking about things or writing things down, writing down how you feel, writing down what it is that you want to talk to the other person, getting to know each other. Having that communication is extremely important in a relationship. Any type of relationship, it's extremely important. We have the Knight of Swords, which is moving forward, that forward movement, feeling positive, ready to take the leap of faith, because he's ready to go over the cliff here, but he's feeling strong and he's feeling confident. And we have the Eagle, which is soaring around, which is that success and that victory, and saying, yeah, I can overcome this. I feel that this is a challenge here, but I'm going to work through this because this relationship is important to me. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is those young energy, new energies, good energy, positive energy, moving towards the positive, right? Moving towards the positive, positive changes, feeling good, feeling better. Feeling, you know, not waking up feeling angry, not waking up feeling hurt, not waking up feeling frustrated, not ending the day, you know, feeling distant. That's the worst feeling when you have a partner and you're not communicating, you know, not going to bed angry. All right, I love it. Two of Cups, that connection is coming back for the two of you, right? Getting that back on track, communicating. Emperor, which could be Aries, is kind of, I feel like it's almost like, let's take this as a learning lesson And let's make changes so that we don't get to this point again. And let's have a plan that, okay, if there's something that's bothering one of us, that we take that time to ourselves, we figure out what that is, and then we communicate right away so that we don't waste time feeling hurt or feeling angry or shutting ourselves down, because like I said before, time goes by so quickly, and before you know it, have you spent so much time being angry and hurt. We have the Death card, which is Scorpio. The Death card is getting rid of those things that are holding us back, but it's also about transformation and change and movement. And that's what relationships do, is they change and they move. And things that were acceptable in the past may not be acceptable in the future. And it's that movement within the relationship. And you have to move together to keep it together. We have the Four of Cups, so I feel like it's focusing on the positive things that you have going on in the relationship. There's always going to be those things that are kind of frustrating or irritating or negative within the relationship. But it's like, okay, I'm going to focus on the positive things that are going on in the relationship, how this person makes me feel, those positive energy, those positive things, that friendship that we have, right? I'm going to look at the opportunity to take the actions to get this friendship, this partnership back on track. To focus on the good. That's what I was just saying, is to focus on the good things that are within the relationship. Sometimes it's really easy to focus on the negative. It's a lot easier to do that. Sometimes it's harder to focus on the positive, but we have to make that effort, right? Make that effort to focus on the positive, to stay positive, to work on the relationship. To have that belief and that faith and that strong foundation within the relationship, so that when things happen, when things get rocky, you still have that strong base, that you can trust that person, that you can rely on that person, and that person knows that they can rely on you, not to shut down, not to push them away, not to reject them, right? For you to communicate to them and say, you know what, I just need some time to myself. I need a few hours, or I need a day, or whatever it is that you need, that you're able to communicate to them, to let them know, so that they don't feel shut out. And that's very rewarding, right? Those are the rewards of communication within the relationship, is when you have that communication, it's very rewarding, and it brings a lightheartedness to the relationship, that happiness, that playfulness, right? Maybe getting back to the way things used to be, where things were lighter and more fun, right? Achieving that real change. There's change that's going on within this relationship, and how do you adapt to that? How do you work with that? How do you feel about that, right? How are you accepting that? How are you working through that? And that's very important, because changes will always happen within relationships. All right. Animal Oracle. Oh. So we have that one. I'm not going to take the whole stack. We have sometimes life stings, and that's very true. Sometimes life stings. Sometimes we struggle with happiness. Sometimes we struggle with our relationships, right? Sometimes that happens, but it's like, how do you handle that when that happens? How do you deal with that? What do you do with that? Do you shut down? Do you block everybody out? Do you put walls up and you become that turtle and you go in your shell and you ignore everything and hoping that things will get better? Or do you kind of take that time, think about what you want to do, and then confront it so that you can move past it, so that you're not piling that up? All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.